What's up, y'all? Oh man, nipples hard. I don't want that. Anyway, I'm in here washing dishes after I cook. You know, doing some mundane things. And I wanted to do a video and share some things with you about my perception of life. And one of the most important things that I realize is that being yourself is the most important thing you could ever do. It is the most important thing you could ever do to help change the world. And, I mean, you're here for you. You're here to be yourself, because the self that you are, the true self that you are, you know, it benefits all of us. And I say all of that because I remember feeling like I had to be perceived a certain way. I remember feeling like, you know, to be the example so that people could, you know, not necessarily follow after me, but be inspired by me to go on their own journey. I felt like I had to be a certain way, so I always wanted to be perceived as good. But that wasn't me really being myself. You know, it wasn't even me being balanced. It was just me trying to be one way, which caused an imbalance. And so, you know, it benefited me to embrace all of me and not just the good aspects of me or the desirable aspects of me. You know, I am both light and dark. I am both good and bad. I am both good and evil. I'm capable of all things. And I accept that about me. And in order to help change the world, like, it's just beneficial to be myself, because people need real. They don't need, not truly need someone to, you know how there's not necessarily to get rich quick, you know, but all the things that focus on money, because we believe, you know, money is the answer to everything, and it's not. We're really trying to get to the peace of mind that money brings. You know, people need realness, just like they need peace of mind. So people need real people to help them, to show them, to be honest with them. Like, all my days are not great days. I have days where I experience extreme lows, and I have days where I'm right in the middle, and then I have my days where I experience extreme highs. But it's all a part of the ebbs and flows of life. That's what's real. To be good, consistently good, is an imbalance, because we're not even embracing the perceived bad, or what we define bad is. We don't even embrace that about ourselves. So we're not even looking at it. You know, we're not giving it our attention. And it deserves our attention just as much as the, you know, again, the good. You know, in order to, I feel like people relate to you more when you are real. Being real is the realest thing that you could ever do. And so I embrace that part of my life. My mistakes, my, what do you want to call it? My mistakes, my my blessings, my lessons, which to me are both the same. You know, I embrace all of that in order to embrace myself, which goes back to being real, for real, because in order for me to give you the real me, I have to love the real me. And even though this body is an avatar, it's not the real me, and it's an illusion, I chose this body. I still chose it. I still picked it, whether I was accepting of it in the beginning or not, and I was not. So I was disillusioned. My previous incarnations were male. And so coming into this lifetime, it just felt weird for me to be in a woman's body. It did not, I felt so out of place. And I remember even saying that God made a mistake. I was supposed to be a girl. I mean, I was supposed to be a boy, not a girl. But why would I make such a mistake? I would not do such a thing. I would not. You know, and it took me almost 40 years of my life to come to that realization, and which is a part of sovereignty, which is a part of the journey, which is a part of accountability. When you realize that you really are in fact the reason why you're here, that you are in fact in control and you are in fact giving the orders whether you mean to or not. That's all a part of it. And yes, there are people that play a role in your life that, you know, that are part of the experiences that we don't really particularly like to talk about, you know, like childhood trauma, or any type of trauma, the bad times when we want to blame other people for what they did or whatever, but in the end it was agreed upon before we even incarnated here. Nothing happens unless I've already given permission, unless I've already signed off on it, energetically speaking. So with that thinking, I am able to take control of my life and what's happening and be more in alignment with the universe and with my assignment and with my life path and with my purpose or purposes. You know, I'm not a victim of nothing. I'm not a victim. I understand that with even what felt like the cruelest of experiences, it all worked out for the greater good. Because look at me. Like, really look at me. I'm fucking amazing. I truly am. And no one could ever convince me any different. Like, my life speaks volumes of how amazing I truly am. And how blessed people are to even know that I exist. And I mean that. If you are around me, you know what it is to be blessed by me. You already know. But that's the realness of me. I embrace who I am now. I understand why I experience what I experience. And to the best of my ability, I live. Again, I have my good days. I have my not so good days. But it's all a part of the experience of experiencing humanity, to experience being human. You know, we are spirit wrapped in flesh. We are not the body. Like this avatar that you're seeing, that is not the real me. That's the character that I'm playing. This is the illusion, the Maya. For real. You know what I'm saying? And it's very important for me to not get caught up in what I look like. Even though I ain't, you know, I ain't bad looking at all. I'm just saying I'm grateful for the agreement that I had with the earth to even look like this. Like, sheesh, man. Gratitude to Mother Earth for real. Because she truly came through. But I embrace who I am and I accept who I am. I accept everything and I'm grateful to be who I am. To be who I am to so many. To experience the things that I've experienced. But all of this just goes back to being real. And being real is what people really need. They need somebody that they can relate to. They need somebody that experienced what they experienced, but they, you know, they're dealing with it better. They're seeming to be less triggered by bullshit, and because they're focused on something else. You know, I'm focused on something completely different. I don't watch the news on purpose. Like, I do my best not to get caught up in what's going on in the world unless, you know, it grabs my attention in a way that I know I need to do something. You know, I didn't come here to be entranced or entertained by the world outside of me. The world outside of me is an illusion. It's really a reflection of what's going on inside of me. So I'm always looking internally because that's the real world. The real world happens within. The Bible says the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven is within. We house the one and true living God within. And it's not a religious thing. It's not a Christian thing. It's a thing. We all have the prime creator, source, energy within. We are a part of it. Every single one of us. We are experiencing it in our own way. And no, we're not going to look the same. We're not going to act the same. We're not going to be the same. And we shouldn't be. We're not all supposed to have the same experience. Like, Source wants to know what it's like to experience life through my eyes. It wants to know what it is to experience life through your eyes. So being your most authentic self is important and is crucial to, you know, our own spiritual evolution. We are not separate from Source. We are not separate from God. There is nothing that we have to do to go out and get it. We already have it. We came here with it. We are a part of it. And collectively, we represent it. Every single thing. Inanimate object or not. Living being or not. Be yourself. Because the world needs you to be yourself. Good or bad. The world needs you to be yourself. Like, you're supposed to have the lows. Because Source needs to know what that feels like. What that looks like. Through your eyes. And it's also the understanding that you're never alone in these experiences. You're never alone. I used to be afraid of being alone when I was still a child in my mind. I thought the scariest thing is to be alone. And then I come to find out that's not true. Of course, you know, I'm 41, soon to be 42 next month, and I enjoy the time that I have to myself. I enjoy the time that I get to spend by myself. I talk to myself, and yes, myself does answer in its own way. And I get to learn about me and what I like and what I don't like. When there are problems or things I need to figure out, I consult the self. I consult the higher self, the higher mind. I consult God. And, and I trust in that. I trust in that. And it has not steered me wrong. It has not steered me wrong at all. At all. I am so much, I am more in alignment than I've ever been in my life. And I'm so adamant about staying in alignment. Even though, there are many times where I falter. It doesn't even matter. It's all a part of it. It's all a part of it. But I love it. I love this process. I love this process because every single time I end up figuring out what to do to navigate this life, how to get from point A to point B. Like, it's so amazing to me that I won't even compromise. I won't compromise with it at all. I don't care who you are. The life that I live is about me. It's about me. So my goals, my dreams, my purpose, I'm adamant about serving. It's not a game, even though it's the game of life. But it's not a game to me. Like, right now, I'm in a season of learning about friendship and what it is to be a friend. And I know that I'm a really good friend. But I have this thing because I realized that my detachment game is hella strong. It's either you serve a purpose or you don't. You either fuck with me or you don't. And if I feel like you don't, then you are not necessary in my life. And yeah, that's a good way to perceive things. It's a good way to handle things. But I'm also learning, tolerance. Because I'm a Libra, and so it's easy for me to be here or there sometimes. I can go from one extreme to the other. And so it's either you're in or you're out. There is no in between. And I'm learning to not always be like that. So it's weird. I ain't gonna lie, it's weird. But it's a lesson I'm learning, and I love to learn. If I'm learning something, then I'm increasing the value of my life. I am, adding to the collective knowledge, collective wisdom. And I'm grateful to be a part of that. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for my friends who encourage me to be me, to continue using my gifts and abilities, to keep making videos, to not forget to work on my music. I appreciate my family for always encouraging me to do the same thing, always rooting for me. It's like, I'm just grateful, man. I'm really grateful, and I'm grateful that I finally learned to love me. Even with you see my hair thin and shit, I don't give two fucks. I don't. I used to. It bothered me that my hair, that I didn't take care of my hair when I should have taken care of it. It used to bother me so much. But for a long time, I was a child in my mind in some aspects. And I didn't even really think to even investigate until it was too late. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm a sexy senorita out here living my best life. And it's not even the best. It's, you know, a part of the best. It just gets better and better the more I love and embrace myself. Like, it's a part of me being real. How can I expect people to accept me if I don't accept myself? I accept my scalp in its condition. I love me. Like, I'm motherfucking awesome. I am awesome. And I don't need anybody to tell me that I am. I know I am. I'm observing things that I do, the way I see things. I'll be on a motherfucking mission, and I love that shit, man. Realness. Realness is not trying to sell something. I don't have to, like, I don't even like that shit. Trying to sell people stuff. Like, going door to door trying to sell people shit. That's not me. That's not me at all. So I'm definitely not out here trying to sell sovereignty or spirituality or anything like that. I'm just really just being myself. I ain't selling shit. I'm just telling you about me. I'm telling you, there are people out here like me that are real as fuck. And we embrace who we are, no matter what it looks like. And we out here doing our best. Like, for real. We out here doing our best. Most of us ain't watching the motherfucking news. We not. You know why we not watching the news? Because the news only going to tell you what the fuck they want you to know. They only tell you and show you what they want you to know. That means it's controlled. And I don't have time for that shit. I got other shit to do. I have my own news broadcast. My own news broadcast. I'm a seer. I see things. I'm a dreamer. I dream things. Like, I'm a messenger. I deliver messages to people who need them. It just benefits people to not lie to me because I see you. Don't lie to me. I see you. I'm not on some fuck shit because I don't have time for that. I don't. I want to be as genuine as I possibly can be. Okay. But that's my news broadcast. Yeah. The messages that I get from within, the messages that I get from my spirit team, my ancestors, the angels or the angles, the aspects of the spectrum that come forth when I need them to. Like the Archangel Michael and me that fuck shit up when I need shit to be fucked up. Like, for real. That's what I'm in tune to. That's what real life is to me. So I ain't watching no motherfucking news. They're the illusion anyway. All that shit that's happening out of the world, and it look like the fucking world is ending, and it's just some more fucking bullshit, and then here come the aliens. I mean, the aliens already been here, and truth be told, we're all aliens, because not all of us are human, but that's another video. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, does any of that increase the value of my life? Is any of that going to help me pay these bills? Is it? No. If anything, the news will have me going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. controlling your emotions, causing fear. And God did not give us the spirit of fear. It didn't. It really didn't. So it's like, stop with the bullshit. That's what I got. That's all I'm saying. Be real. Be you. People need real. And I'm going to be the real me, no matter what it looks like to you. You may not agree with some shit that I say. I love you, but I don't give a fuck. You know, I do my best to be accountable for what I say. You know, and that's according to my own book of law. But I'm here to please you. I'm here to be myself. Because that is part of the law. That is the law. Be yourself, Shannon. We need you to be yourself. And you being yourself is good enough. It's good enough. I am good enough and have always been good enough, regardless of how I felt, regardless of what it looked like and what it felt like, or regardless of what people have said to me, whether it be friends or family or foe. I've always been good enough. You have always been good enough. Be yourself. The world needs you to be yourself. No matter where you are in your life. Just be yourself. Be yourself. Don't try to be what you think the world wants you to be. You're going to end up lost. But even in you being lost, it's still a part of your path, because you end up learning about yourself. You end up seeing the contrast. You end up seeing that, hey, I really don't like this. That's not really who I am. So even in the lesson, there's a blessing. But it's all up to you. It's all up to, you know, under your control. Be yourself. Be real. You don't have to meet anybody else's expectations. You just have to be yourself. And if you don't even know what that is, to be yourself, fuck around and find out. That's what life is for. That's why we're here. To fuck around and find out. Like, for real. Find out. Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing? What? What are you doing? Be yourself. Find out what that is. That's all I got. I love you. Hopefully I'll do more videos like this as I'm doing mundane things. Taking shots of 1800 silver. Happy Friday.